interrupt you real quick because we're going to go to Marielle Mose, who was able to talk with a witness who says that they escaped the gunman. Marielle, what can you tell us?
Yeah, good morning, Heather. So we're actually in downtown Minneapolis right now where this witness works to catch up with him after he saw or he heard these gunshots ring out this morning on his way to work. He lives in the Armitage neighborhood, not many blocks from where this shooting took place at Annunciation School. Here's what he had to say of what he heard this morning around 8:20 this morning.
There was 2 cars in front of us that just stopped in front of the school. So we were like the 3rd car behind. And I saw a man running up the street the other way, and he was frantically running, like he was running for his life. And so that kind of alerted me that something was wrong. We heard probably about 15 to 20 gunshots in about 30 seconds. So we just booked it. We took a left. We jumped on Harriet. You know, we drove by and we said, "Are you okay? Do you want to come in the car with us?" And he said, "Yes, yes, please." He's like, "Someone's shooting at me. Someone's shooting at me." And so we get in the car and we just ask him what's going on. He said that a man dressed in all black was firing shots, and he didn't see anything else besides what he was wearing, but he hit the ground. His hands were all beat up from hitting the ground so hard. Then he got up and he said, "I have to start running. I have to go."
So learning more about what this person witnessed, he said that this runner got in his car and he brought him to safety to his home. He said that because the runner was running outside the school and saw this gunman, I asked him, "Well, was this shooting taking place outside?" And the runner told this witness that the gunman was shooting in the parking lot near the school. Again, police will, I'm sure, confirm all of this later, but this is just what the runner told this witness who heard the gunshots. And another thing that this witness told us, he said that police arrived within seconds of these gunshots ringing out from all directions, and that was definitely the most comforting thing for him as someone who lives near the school. He was really proud to see how fast the first response was to this incident.
Right.
Hey family, it's African Osarenko. I hope all is well. I hope you guys are enjoying this part of your summer, your day, your month, your week, whatever. Wherever you are in the world, I hope that everything is blessed for you and working out for you. And so, family, you know, I am here to discuss all of these mass shootings, especially these mass school shootings. So, family, you know, these people say they care about children, but they do not. They do not care about children because if they cared about children, then uh, they would do something about these mass shootings. Now, as many of you know, in the black schools, they put metal detectors. They have metal detectors throughout the school, as though our children are doing mass shootings. And, you know, family, what I say is, well, sometimes people don't learn. So since they don't, unfortunately, the poor children that are being uh, unalived and taken out, it's not our children. So, hey, what can we do about that? There's nothing that we can do. Not trying to sound cold hearted or cold blooded, but until a certain demographic of people stand up against the NRA and the politicians, both Republican and Democrat, that stand with the NRA, then this will continue to happen. But what I will tell you, black people, stop putting your children in those schools. Any schools where the demographic, the racial demographic is more than 50% white, stop putting your children in those schools. Because apparently that's who does the mass school shootings, are their demographic, okay? They talk about all the inner city crime they want to, but no one talks about these mass shootings at these schools where these children are being unalived. And apparently, I think 2 children were unalived and at least 20 people were injured. Family, stop allowing your children into those schools. I don't care what city I lived in, I would use a relative or a friend's address and put my children in a different school. See, all that glitters is not gold. Many of us think if we put our kids in their schools, oh, they're going to be fine and they're going to get the great books and all that. They're going to suffer racism. On top of suffering racism from their peer, they're going to suffer racism from their teachers, okay? Instructors, okay? Yeah, that's what they're going to suffer. And little kids, 5, 6 years old, I couldn't imagine my 7-year-old grandson having to deal with an adult who is a racist, and he doesn't understand why his teacher doesn't like him, and it's all because of his skin color. I would never put my grandchildren, and I never put my children in that position. When my youngest daughter, went to it wasn't predominantly white, but it was probably about 50% white. um, she was in her last year of high school, and we had moved to Arizona. And but she knew if something happened, I stayed at the school. I was at the school every week. I didn't play that. The deans knew me, the principals knew me, the counselors knew me, the front staff knew me. They knew when they saw my face I was coming. And I think, yeah, my child only had one issue, and unfortunately, that was with one of us, a black woman, who was her drama teacher. But, family, stop putting your children in these schools, or else they're going to end up like all these other children. And you know what I was thinking? While he's sending out the National Guard to the black cities, why don't he send them to some of these schools where these mass shootings are happening all across the nation? Because before you know it, it'll be another one that have been occurred again. So, family, I just feel sorry for the children, and that's it. I'm gonna read a snippet from an article that I picked up uh, about this, and it's very sad. It's really ridiculous. So this is an article from CNN today. And it says a shooter fired through the windows of a church in Minnesota today, unaliving 2 children and wounding 14 others and 3 elderly parishioners who were marking the first week of class at Annunciation Catholic School. The FBI identified the shooter, who was unalived, as Robin Westman, 23 years old. The suspect graduated from the school in 2017. Now, nothing have come up about this, but let's see down the road if this young man accused one of those priests of doing something to him as a child. Let's see if that doesn't come out, okay? Because we already know how they get down. Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara said Westman released a manifesto on YouTube that included some disturbing writings. I'd like to know more about that. So that's all I see for this part of the article, for this article, family. But it is very sad indeed that this has occurred. I see that the Colorado Governor Jared Polis ordered flags to be flown at half staff today. And he did say kids deserve to feel and be safe in our schools, classrooms, neighborhoods, places of worships, and communities. Not just kids. Everybody deserves to be safe. And at the hands of these people, and they always want to cite that black men are the highest criminals and this and that. That's a lie. According to the FBI statistics, white men are. Okay, and we know this, so this to be true. Okay, they are the highest criminals in the country, in the United States of America. And the reason being is because they're slapped on the wrist, they are given light sentences, they are let off without any sentence, they are verbally reprimanded and then let go. That doesn't happen for black men and black boys. For black boys and black men, they are treated very harshly in the judicial system. They are given harsh, long sentences for silly things that they could probably do community service for, but they don't get things like that. These people get community service for almost unaliving people. And I just told you guys in the last video I did, another video about the young white man, and I'm using that term lightly, who shot the veteran, the black veteran elder, and they gave him assault. But see, these kind of criminals, they don't get those kind of charges unless they do something like this, and then they have unalived a couple of Caucasian people. Then they got to do something. They're forced to do something. But usually they won't. They won't do anything. You know, family, keep your children out of those predominantly white schools. I'm telling you now that this is going to continue to happen. It's never going to stop. And so we know that because they allow them to do whatever they want to do. So let their children be the benefactor of those crimes, not yours. I thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and keep coming back. And thank you so much. Have a blessed one, family. Peace, love, and blessing. All right. Bye bye.